better buckle up, babe. This should be episode 3. I'm going to go over career. I did not get the chance to go through it the way that I wanted to go through it, so bear with me. There will be update videos in some way, shape, or form. For now, what I have is one tab within this folder, and it is a folder that will be populated to include more of the companies that I am interested in potentially working for. For anyone who doesn't know, I'm currently completing my MBA at NYU, and with it being my last semester, I want to get back on my job search. So that's partially why I am here in London, and also partially why this is really good timing that this is the next video that I'm filming. What I would recommend for your career folder is one, to look into your ikigai. I forget how to pronounce it properly, but it's spelled Ikigai. I will correct that if I messed it up. But I learned about this years ago, and it translates to your reason to be, I believe. And there are several different questions that should overlap. It's like, what do you love? What are you good at? What can you get paid for? And there's one more. And basically at the center of those, you should be able to figure out not your purpose, but like something that you should want to do. Anyway, long story short, that's probably what I'm going to go revisit and populate this tab with. I have it in my good notes all written out, but I don't have it typed up. It's just written out with my pen, my iPad pen. For now, I have a chart that just there's one company that I was looking into, and it has the categories of roles that I would look at, a breakdown and pros and cons list of if I would be good at that job, if I would like that job, if it even pays well, and then what a potential day in the life would be for each of them, so that I can see the key differences and if that's even something that I want to be tied to. Do I want to go into an office and do this? Am I going to be traveling to do this? Am I going to be working remote? What is the salary that I would want if I were to do all of these different things? Who is an ideal manager? Who is someone who could be a mentor? All these different breakdowns of things. Again, I can come back once it's more populated and talk through the additions and anything else that comes up. But for now, company, title, salary, ideal location, mentors, if you are AD level like me, what you would want to be able to provide for your direct reports, and strategies you would want to be a part of, conferences or panels that you would want to represent the company at, certificates or learning, schooling, anything that is important to you. For me, it's volunteer day, so I am looking at anything philanthropic that the company already has ties to, or that someone in leadership has spoken out about being a part of that I can then be a part of. I want to know, how easy is it to use a volunteer day if it's given, and how open to creating new volunteer moments a company is. So just write down your non-negotiables, write down your wants, write down, and just literally populate this tab based on your ideal career, because nothing is out of reach. It's just the reality that you live in. You need to insert yourself into the one you want to be in. So yeah, that's it for today. Next episode, we'll talk about my faith folder, because that's one of my favorite ones, and that may have to be multiple different videos separate from this series. So under my career folder, and I strongly recommend this. I didn't say this in the follow-ups for Art 2.1 and 2.2. But I really recommend really fine-tuning your, I'll call it an extracurricular. So I know a lot of people are entrepreneurial. A lot of people are trying to figure out what their business is going to be. And I didn't ever really see myself like that. There are things that my friends would tell me I should do that I was kind of just I would love to, but I just don't know. I don't know if I have an audience for that. If I started a podcast, would I actually have an audience for that? And also, would I have the time and resources to do that? Modeling, There's something else. I don't know. Anyway, there are things that I've been told, and I finally was like, let me just start diving into things. So I have a tab called Brand Time, and it's supposed to hold me accountable for this brand that I would consider having, or a book that I would consider writing. Either one of those. Those are the two things that I could see happening, right? The podcast, I feel, could fall under a brand. So that's why that's like not separate. Or yeah, that's why it's not separate. But this folder just has literally everything, like ideas, names, timelines, business card preparation, because I really want business cards. My whole life I've wanted business cards, and like I just never knew what I'd put on them, and no company has ever given me one. So yeah. I have what happens in the timeline of like if I do a website, people to look into to help with the website. If I wanted to start like an LLC, I took business law this semester or last semester, so I have a little bit of a better understanding of like the things that go into formation, and like trademarks and stuff like that, certifications. So that's what's in that folder. It's going to be different for everyone, but I, again, strongly advise, the advice that I've been given is you should just start and take it from there. I'm not that kind of person, not yet at least. I like order. So that's why it's helpful for me at least to have this all written down. Maybe one day I'll just like take the leap, but at least for now, I have it in like logical steps.